I don't know who gives us singers sugar right before I come back in, and they just start singing right over me like they don't care. All right. Every now and then, I have the opportunity to have some really wonderful conversations here in the Rolly Chair with some of our esteemed members of our Santa Clarita Valley. One of those would be Rick Ferrante. He's here from Home Care Services. He's the president of Home Care Services. You can learn more by going to homecaresantaclarita.com. Rick, how are you today?
Good, T. How are you?
I am fine. You know, before we came on air, we were talking a little bit about how, for example, I'm only in the Rolly Chair now a few days a week, partly because I need some time to take care of a relative who, you know, I need to have those windows open for doctor's appointments, and it was very stressful to try to come up with when do I think I'm doing that, because you know, this is the middle of the day. And we got to talking a little bit about, first of all, Home Care Services Santa Clarita. The company was founded to help and provide support for those who find themselves needing to care for a loved one. And you're my hero, sir, for what you guys offer to the Valley.
Yeah, it's interesting. We do caregiving in home care. Okay, so it's a caregiver coming in a certain number of hours a day and that kind of thing. And what we found is that our case managers, when doing that, there's a lot of people that don't necessarily even need, some need that kind of bulk of time, you know, cooking, cleaning, that kind of thing. Then there are others, and what you just described was a very typical scenario. Okay, I don't necessarily maybe need all that, but my mom needs to be able to go to the doctor, and I need to make sure that she communicates back and forth with the doctor, understands the instructions and complies with them, and understands that she needs to be able to convey what's going on in the house. And look, it's great that you're able to kind of do that. We've talked about, you know, shifting hours and things like that. Not everybody can.
Not
they can't
everybody
take
can.
off work. They can't take off
and
time.
And that's even more stressful than trying to come up with when you're, you know, going to be able. For me, it was a huge deal. But the average person, you're working that 9-to-5 job. You have those stressors. You have that commitment. And now mom, dad, uncle, grandpa, whoever it is in your family, you want to be two people. You can't be two people.
Exactly. But they're also not at the point that they want to go into assisted living. They want to be independent. And so you want to be who you are. You want to be the daughter as opposed to a caregiver. But you also don't need these, large blocks of time, and it's expensive. But if you can, just as you go, anytime, just call, schedule something out, and we're a trusted person that can do those very highly skilled things on an as-needed basis. So
and
maybe
you're going to recognize things maybe we don't. As you're dealing with the person, as family members, we might skip that beat. You guys are trained, and your staff, and you might see something to where you can then communicate with the family and say, hey, we're noticing, you might want to consider, you might need to look at, you might consider having such and such, whatever the different areas are, you're equipped for that.
Right. So you just call and say, look, I've got some things here that normally I would do, and I just can't. But I need somebody that I can trust, somebody that's skilled, that just, as an ad-needed basis, not this whole set out a whole big, schedule of things, but I need this at this time. And it could be a lot of things. That's going to the doctor, and that's a really important element. But it could be other things. Mom and dad just aren't, not organized enough and slowing down to the point where we're not really paying the bills right. Okay, I'm not caught up on all the paperwork. Maybe
it gets overwhelming, and especially if maybe they're not feeling good or they're dealing with even a minor health issue can lead you to not deal with that stack of mail that even needs to be opened.
Right. Look, you would do it, I would do it. We'd be able to do that. These are things that we can do and help our folks, but not everybody.
They don't have that luxury.
Jobs, you got family.
Yeah.
And you want to be, instead of somebody that's sort of doing those kinds of things, somebody that's helping with their activities, you want to be the daughter. You want to be the son.
It puts pressure. It puts pressure on your relationship badly enough if you're being the nag, if you will, saying, okay, mom, dad, whatever whichever relative it is, grandma, grandpa, uncle, and you need to be taking care of such and such. If you don't have to be that person in that position of pressure, and you can bring someone else in to where maybe they they would feel better about opening up to that person to say, hey, I need a little help with this.
Yeah.
And then they still have their independence, their dignity, their ability to reason on their terms. Talk to me a little bit about something, the concierge.
Well, that's what this is concierge.
That's what you refer to it as.
Yeah,
if someone called in and asked,
Right, it's concierge care. What it is to differentiate that between that and then regular caregiving, where a caregiver comes in, it's less expensive, but they come in for blocks of period of time. And sure, some people need that. But in concierge, what happens is you don't necessarily need somebody for those long periods of time, several times a day or several days a week, that kind of thing. What you need is just on an as-needed basis. You need somebody that's much more skilled, somebody that literally can take your place. And then you trust and you're going to be able to do that so that you can now continue to do your job, be with your family.
You can do you to the best you do you.
A lot of times it's even, there are certain situations where people, maybe their parents are here, and they're out of state.
Yes.
And they really can't do it, right? Because
Yes.
they're not going to fly in here for a doctor's appointment or help them with bills.
And even if they do, it's not going to be very efficient.
There you go, right? So you, as somebody works here and me where I work, we're really good at what we do. But in terms of care and helping them with these bills and helping them in the doctor's office, we're all not that efficient at it. We're not good at it, but we are.
Yeah.
So we can do that in a much more efficient way and then just report back and kind of keep that engagement. It really, it's load off the shoulders for a lot of people. Stress release,
and it's better health care.
Somebody.
It's better care for your loved one. Again, we're talking with Rick Ferrante. He's the president of Home Care Services Santa Clarita. You can learn more at homecaresantaclarita.com. And you are like one-stop shopping. It's in-home caregiving, senior and elder care, care management, respite for family caregivers, so critically important for them to be able to have that. Home assistance, patient liaison at discharge from the hospital if they need that, in-home medical equipment and products, which is also incredibly important. You might not, even though the hospital may tell you, okay, this is what you need, this is what you are better equipped to be able to tell family, you might also want to consider such and such. It makes your life easier in the patients. And then just assistance with a variety of services. It's truly one-stop shopping.
The idea is there's no big package that's exactly fits everybody. It just isn't possible. So what you do is you look at it and say, every case is different. We call us, and then we talk, and then we figure out, okay, what are these things that you need? And then we'll apply that to whatever it is that the need is out there, and we'll just address it. And it could be something that we don't do. We will find and help you out. Yeah,
you can call them at 800-808-4777. If you go on their website, homecaresantaclarita.com, you can email them. And what's also wonderful is they've given you an opportunity to check some boxes. Please contact me about the following: in-home caregiving, in-home living products, audiology, hearing aids, dietitian. Really, everything you can possibly want is there. And if it's not, like Rick says, you can contact them and they will help craft whatever your loved one absolutely needs to the best of their ability.
And we'll find it for you.
All right, yep. Rick Ferrante, always a pleasure to talk to you, sir. Again, you're one of the heroes in my world. I think you guys are phenomenal, and I wonder how you tuck the wings in the shirt as you take care of our loved ones. Again, Home Care Services Santa Clarita. You can find them at homecaresantaclarita.com. Looking forward to having you come in again, sir.
Thanks for having me.